there, my name is Christy and I'm going to take you through a little mindful movement with a focus especially on the lower body, with our foot, ankles, knees, and a lot of hip work, a little thigh work, and definitely lots of glute work. So for this workout you'll need a band of some kind. Now if you don't have a TheraBand like this, then a tie would work well, or a scarf would also work well. Something that you can just kind of create a loop with. If you have a looped band at home, that works great too. So pause it now if you don't already have one to grab that. And then once you've grabbed it, you're going to tie it around your ankles, not too tight, and then make a knot or a bow with it. Bow's a little easier to undo later. So whichever one you want to get, just do that. And you can also do this without a band if you prefer, especially if you're newer to some of this work. Okay, so to start, we're just going to keep the band on our ankles, and we're just going to separate our feet a little wider than sunglasses width, and we'll have our toes facing forward, bare feet if you can, and you could be on carpet or hardwood, but just try to have your toes free. So just start by spreading your toes and press them down into the ground, and then just see if you can kind of talon all 10 toes into the floor, not curling them, but just to add some pressure. Notice that your arch is left. Just roll your shoulder blades back and down, lift your chest up, draw your head back. Without looking at your toes, could you now just lift and lower your big toes? And can you keep your outer 8 toes down? Try not to look if you can. Initially it'll help, but see if there's a way that you could not look. And so see if you can just get the big toes to go up and down without the outer 8 toes coming along. And then can you do that without rolling your ankles outward? So could you keep your big toe mound connected to the floor while you still lift that big toe up and down? So do 3 more now, so do about 10 of each. 2. And now talon the big toe down without curling it under, just add some pressure. Now lift and lower your outer 8 toes. So for a lot of us, that's easier. For some of us, it might be a little harder. Big toes down, outer 8 toes up and down. While those big toes still press, try if you can to do that without rolling your ankles inward. You got it. So you have another 5 of these. 4, 3, 2, exactly. And 1. Okay, so now we're going to get right into some hip work. I want you to try to keep your standing foot connected to the floor. So pressurize down through your left foot. That's going to be our standing leg for a bunch of exercises. Shift your weight onto your left foot, lift your chest, float your right foot off the floor if you can. Now with just a bit of pressure in your right foot, make sure your pelvis is facing forward. So front of the right, some people call it the hip, front of the pelvis forward, right foot forward. Could you possibly hike your right hip towards your right ribs and then drop it down? Still keep pressure. Try that again. So you're squeezing your outer left hip, you're engaging that, you're engaging your left foot, and think about that working along with your outer right waist. So it's outer left hip, a little inner thigh, no, not much, it's more that outer hip on the right side, along with the side benders of our spine. So think about those outer hips. Now, can you do this without leaning too much to the left? Keep some pressure in that foot. A little more makes it more challenging, of course. And then shift your weight back a bit onto your left heel. All right, so you've got 4 more of these, and then we've got a second part. 3 more. Yes, is your right foot still facing forward? Should be right beside the left. 2 more of these. Now, try to find a somewhat level pelvis. Keep pressure in your right foot, and then shift your right foot forward. Take it out to the side again, and then back. So like you're going around the clock, and you're going from 12 o'clock through 3, back to 6. Or in ballet, this is called a rond de jambe. So you can have your foot on the floor. That's the rond de jambe de terre, if you want a little more support. Otherwise, right foot stays off the floor. You're going forward and all the way back. Probably starting to feel some work not only in the working leg, the foot in the air, the right foot, but also on that standing side. Try to keep your right foot facing forward. Try not to let it turn out. Right side of the pelvis forward. Yes, starting to get a little more heat there. You've got another 8 of these. Chest up, 7. Perfect. Hopefully this is feeling good. So another 3. Is your right foot still facing forward? 2. And 1. And return center. All right. So from there, slide the band back up to your knees. All right, or to your knees. And then we're going to keep our left foot forward. Just take your right foot back. You choose how far. I use my mat as a guide, so if you've got a mat at home, your left heel is at the front of it. Oops. Your right toes are at the back. And then separate your feet so that they're still as wide, maybe a little wider than sunglasses. So now, without shifting forward, see if you can just soften both knees a bit to just come down slightly. And I want you to see if you can keep your weight between the feet. So you're not leaning forward. If you can't see your left toes anymore, give more weight to your back leg. So with the knees soft, lift your chest, hold. Is there a way that you could just push your left knee to the left and return it center? So just start with a nice, easy movement there. Now, if you feel like you're not getting the challenge that you want, or if it is bothering the outside of your left thigh, that IT band is a little tender, you could certainly move the band below your knees. All right, so 4 more here. Just nice, easy warm-up. 2 more. We're going to start to build on these. I want you to keep your left knee still and open and close your right. So can you keep that left knee over the space between your second and third toe? You should, again, still be able to see your second and third toe. If you can't, shift your weight towards your back foot. 5 of these to go. 4, 3, yes, we have about 6 variations, and they get more challenging. Now pause, can you drop a little lower still, open and close both knees. So starting to wake up the muscles around the hips, the outer hip rotators. That's it. 9 to go. Now can you do this without rolling that back ankle too much, that right foot? There's some movement, but try not to collapse the ankle. Pushing out and in. 5, 4, chest up if you can. 3, 2. Now I want you to keep the pressure slightly outward as you just change your height vertically. Can you drop down a little lower and then come up a little higher? And then down a little lower, shift your weight onto your back foot. You should still be able to see your left toes. If not, you might need to lengthen your stance. Take your right foot back a little more. Still, there's lots of pressure outward. We've got 10 of these. And then we've got 2 more variations. Slowly down. Hopefully starting to get a little warmth around the hips. Slowly down and slowly up. 4. Good. My counting is probably off. It's not one of my skill sets. 2 more. Now hold down for a second. Stay long between your ribs and hips. And can you hinge at your hip crease forward? Bring your rib cage down towards your left thigh. Keep pressure out in the band. Bring your rib cage back up. And then stand up a bit. Try again. Drop low into that squat, really a lunge. Push your knees wide. With space between your ribs and your hips, lengthen forward. Return your spine to vertical and come upright. Try that again. Sink down. Rib cage forward. So I like to imagine I've got toothpicks between my front lower ribs and the top of the pelvis. And I don't want them to poke into my skin as I go forward. So it's a flat back. Think about that. As you come forward, lead with your rib cage and chest more than your head and shoulders. Really even the bottom ribs if you can. 5 to go. You starting to get some heat now? That's it. And 4. 3, a little lower if you can. Up. And 2. And last 1. Now come up with your spine. Stay low in your hips, a little lower still. Pulse both knees out. Last 10. 9, chest up. 8, 7, good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more challenge here. Bring your feet together. Bring the band all the way down to your ankles. Walk back so that you're still on your mat. Your left foot is still going to be the base foot. It's probably now the working leg. We've got a tiny curtsy. So with your toes facing forward, float your right foot off the floor. Cross it behind your left just a bit. Reach your right hand down towards the floor and then stand back up. So just start with that, nice and easy. Try to keep a little pressure in the band. Now you don't have to reach for the floor. We're focusing, if we can, on keeping our back long. So we'll try to prevent, if you can, that rounded spine. You can make it a little larger, and then come up for more challenge and lift your right foot. Then step it back, touch the floor, little curtsy, up, turn the toes forward, out to the side. 20 total, 15 to go. Last challenge here, then we switch to the other side. I might even do a little ankle work between the sides so your hips get a break. Down and up. So see how deeply you can bend your knees rather than just leaning forward. It's not a huge step behind, but it's far enough over that it puts that piriformis muscle, one of our hip rotators on the left side, into a stretched position. And then it's got to contract to bring this back upright. 9 to go. Inhale down, exhale up. 8. Go lower still if you want. You could use both hands to the floor. That's it, good. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and up. Okay, step up for now. We'll come back to this side in a second. Bring your knees and your feet together. Spread your toes, and then see if you can bring your inner ankle bones, that medial malleolus, and you get those guys to touch. So keep them connected, and then with your heels on the floor, can you just do a nice easy knee bend? Nice and easy. It's not a squat. Just think about mobilizing your ankles, mobilizing your knees. Spread your toes, and see if you can keep your big toe mound as heavy as the pinky toe mound. All right, so 3 more here. 2. Now hold your knees bent. Could you keep the big toe mound down and your inner heels together, inner ankle bones? Lift and lower your heels off the floor. It's a little more challenging. Yes. So really slow, soft knees. Lift your heels up, lower your heels down. Yes. That's extra challenging because you've got one leg, that left leg probably. It's a bit more tired. So heels off, heels down. Keep those inner ankle bones together. So if you look at my ankles, what we're trying to prevent is this sort of roll out. Can you keep them glued together? That's it. Squeeze your knees and feet. 3 more slowly. 2. Now hold your heels off the floor. Can you straighten your knees? Lift your kneecaps up towards your hips. Keep your heels off the floor about tennis balls distance and bend your knees. Try it again. Straighten your knees and bend. Keep your knees together if you can, and those inner ankle bones touching. You got it. And then just let your core orient your spine to its upright position. You got it. So 4 more here. Heels are still off the floor. Ankle bones together. 3. Nice job. 2 more. And oops. 1 more. Final one with straight knees. Easy lower and lift. 10. Try if you can to go vertically, so lead with your chest rather than shifting forward with your hips. Grab the floor with your feet. Grab the floor with your toes. Pull your heels down before they rise up again. 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Grab your band again. Place it around your ankles. And now our right foot will be our standing leg. So right foot in, band is around the ankles. Toes are facing forward, shoulders are back and down, your chest is lifted, and then when you're ready, float your left foot off the floor, keep a little pressure in the band if you can, and see if you can hike your left hip up by squeezing the outside of your right hip and your left waist, and then relax and drop. 10 of these. Hike and lower, exactly. Up and down, chest is up, head is back. Have a look at your left foot. Is it facing forward? And what about the left side of your pelvis? So if your belly button had a headlight, it should be shining straight forward and not to the left or the right. So 4 more. Can you keep pressure in that band? 3. Keep your right big toe plugged into the floor. 2. Now try to find mostly level pelvis and rond de jambe. Right, left foot forward, left foot side, left foot back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. 10 to go. Reach. 9. Can you get a little pressure? Bit more pressure on that band without letting your right ankle roll. That's it. Chest is up. We'll do 4 more times each way. And then we'll move the band up to our knees. You can always take the band off if you're starting to feel tired. You can still do these same movements without the band. 1 more slowly. And release. Now scoot the band up to the outsides of your knees or a little below if that feels better. Now your right foot way the forward one. Heels on the front of the mat. Left toes at the back of the mat or that mat width. Feet are at least about sunglasses width. Shift your weight onto your left toes so that your right toes get a bit light. Soften both knees a touch. Right knee only to the side. Keep your left knee still, that left big toe anchored. Push out and release. Push out and release. Push out, release. A little lower still. A little lower still. So 4 more. 3. Now hold your right knee over your second and third toe, left leg to the side. Just have a look and see. If you can't see your right toes, shift your weight back 1 space. So you're trying to hold that right knee still. Resist as your left foot goes up to the side. 6, 5, can you go a little slower still. 4. Try if you can not to roll that left foot too much as possible. Great work. 2 more. Now let's get a little lower still. Both knees open and close. 10 at the same time. 9. Work from those hips, not your ankles. Yes. Now just see if you can bring your head back over your tail. I know it's easy to start to lean forward here. 5, 4. We start to play with the height now, moving our pelvis and torso up and down vertically. 2 more. Keep the pressure outward and slowly lower down, and then come up a little. So as you lower down, see if you can keep the center of your weight over your mat so it's not shifting forward. And again, the whole time you should be able to see those right toes. So shift your weight back in space. You might, if you're tall, you can take that left foot back a little farther. A little lower still. 5. That's it. 4. A little lower still. And you keep that pressure outward on the band. Now stay low, hold. Find the toothpicks between ribs and hips. Inhale, lean forward. Hinge from your hip crease. Stand back up. Vertical spine, and then come up from your lunge. Now deep lunge, as low as you can. Hinge from the pelvis. All the way back up to vertical, and then stand up. 8 to go. Sink down, inhale. And lean hinge. So as you're lunging and then hinging, it's easy to let the knees collapse in and lose their tension on the band. See if you can monitor that in the background of your attention. Down, hinge, stand. Good work. 5 to go. You've got that one variation to follow. All the way up, stay low. So as low as you can. Now stay at that height as you hinge. Stay at that low height as you bring your spine to vertical. Yes, 3 more. And up. Yes, 2. And 1. Now stay upright, hold, knees out and in. 10, almost there. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs side by side, fat. Slide the band all the way down to your ankles. Now we've got curtsies. So pelvis forward, both feet on the mat. You might just shift the loose ends here over to the right side. Okay, so left toes reach behind, little bend to both knees, and then left foot back beside the right. Inhale down, 20 total, and up. Start to make it a little deeper if you'd like. Feel free to bring the palm of one or both hands to the floor, but do it by bending your knees, not by leaning forward. So we're trying to bring our pelvis down to the height of our right knee, which is quite different from just leaning forward. Those of you that are really flexible in the hammies, you might be tempted to do that. Feel free to add that lift, the abduction of the left leg to the side. when you come back up. That's it. 12 to go. Almost there. We're going to head down to the mat after this. And we'll do 6 more. Try to break the band at the top. How about both palms to the floor? That's it. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, bend your knees. Join me down on the mat. If you need a little towel from underneath your knees, or you want some extra padding, you can do what I'm doing here to roll your mat back, or grab a little towel from underneath your knees. Now, we're going to move the band up to just above our knees, or just below, you choose. But don't worry too much about pushing outward. We'll take our knees apart, keep our feet together. You stay there, I'm going to turn to look at you. And then tuck your tailbone under, lift your chest, squeeze your butt, and lean back. Starting to feel those front thighs work, and then come all the way up. So as you lean back, try it again. Lead more with your pelvis than from your shoulders. See the difference? I want you to bring your pelvis with you. That's it. Think about kind of keeping a straight line if possible. Yes. And up slowly. You're doing great. So you've got 10 of these. So we're going to hold for 10. Then we've got a little core hip-ish stuff. And we'll come back and do this again with a different variation. Okay, the next time you go back, stay. Now if you want more challenge, arms across your chest, hands on your head, or arms to the sky. Try to lean back more from your pelvis, so bring your butt with you. Lift your chest up. If you're feeling that tension, hands across, or hands are on your pelvis or on your chest. Breathe. 5 more breaths. Can you go a little farther back? So the front of your hip crease should be open, but we want to make sure that you're not doing that by shortening your lower back. You're bringing your hips back with you. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Now come on up. Keep the band on your knees. You stay there. I'm going to turn once again with you. Now you're on your hands and your knees. You tuck your toes under. Keep them tucked and just lean back and forward a few times. Nice and easy. Now, if you've got dodgy wrists or a little uncomfortable here, just put a chair there and come down to your elbows, or you can even do it without a chair and just put your elbows on the floor. So try to keep your big toes down as you shift back. We're just mobilizing our ankles. And then do one more. Try to find a mostly neutral spine as you come back. So head's a little higher than your shoulders, your chin is tucked. Try to get your shoulder blades broad on your upper back without rounding or collapsing completely. Now could you keep the pressure out on the knees, big toes heavy, could you hover your knees off the floor without rounding your back? And then put your knees down. Try that again. So knees up and knees down. So notice my shoulders are behind my hands. Much better for your wrist joints if you've got tight wrists to keep your shoulders back. Spread your fingers. 5 more. Then we're going to stay. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower, and notice I'm leading a little bit more with my tailbone than with my lower back. So 2 more. Now hold up, and can you open just the right knee 10 times? 9. You got it. We're going to do right side, then left. Try to keep your left knee still. You got it. You could always put your left knee on the floor if you need a bit of help. Just don't let your pelvis rotate. 3 more. Long back. 2. Now keep your right knee still, open and close the left. 10. 9. Doing great. I know these are tough. Breathe. That's it. Lengthen your waist. 5, 4, 3, 2, and back down. All right, toes flat. Come back upright on your knees. Now this time, if you can, bring your knees closer together. Tuck your tail under, squeeze your glutes. I'm going to turn to watch you. And then from your pelvis, lean back, and then come on back upright. 10 of these and a hold. So knees are closer together this time. That's it. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, slowly up. Again, hands to the top of the head if you want more challenge. Breathe out, lean back. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, lean back. Breathe in, come up. 4 more than we hold. stop. 2 more slowly. Now lean back and hold. Arms reach forward, shoulders come down. Try to keep your pelvis still. Lean a little farther. Can you open your left arm to the left? Follow with your head. Reach your right arm forward and return. Other way. So we're just doing this to challenge our pelvis. Can you keep the left hip reaching forward as your left arm goes back? Same thing on the other side. So keep going, keep leaning back. You've got 3 more times each way. So as your left arm opens, push your left hip forward. As your right arm goes back, switch. We'll do 2 more each way, hey? Last time. 1 more each way, why not? Lean back a little farther and come all the way up and down. All right, transfer that bend down to your ankles. And then once you're there, open the knees and feet a little wider than sunglasses. Keep your big toes heavy. Hands are in front of the shoulders. Now this time, we're going to slowly lift our knees. And I want you to see if you can take your left hand and right foot forward. And then back. Try again. Forward, back. Forward, back. So try to move them at the same time. And do this if you can without rounding your back or lifting your butt high. Right? So nice and low. 2 more times each way. Rest when you need. You could also do this without the band. 1 more each way. Doing great. Now could we walk to the side? So right hand, right foot. Back to center. Left hand, left foot. Just 10 total. So 8 to go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and return down. Nice job. Take the band off your ankles. Bring it with you as you come down to lie on your left side. Now, we're going to, before you sit down, place the band, if you can. If you've got a band, this works great with a scarf. Can you put the knot towards you and then spread the band out so it goes around the outsides of your feet? So try to get the toes, big pinky toes. So lie on your left side, all the way down flat. Bottom arm can be long, or you can have your elbow bent. Got to get a little bit of a lift in your bottom waist. You could also put a little blocker in your hip. Anchor your bottom foot to the floor, especially your heel. Lift your top leg up, hold pressure. Stay there, point and flex your right foot. 10, that's it. 9, lift your bottom waist a bit. Trying to let it collapse. You got it. You're gonna have your top hand on the floor if you need for support. A little bit more pressure as you push down through your heel. That's it, 4 more. Looks great. Heads back. 2. Now 1, keep pressure in the band. Can you bring your bottom leg off the floor also? Now both toes point, both ankles flex. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Keep pressure out in the band. That's it. We need to adjust it so it's more around the toes. Go ahead. So you want them to get a little extra work. Keep lifting that bottom waist up. 4 more. And then we do opposites. 3, 2. Now one ankle points as the other flexes. Keep pressure out in the band. 8, 7. Good work. 6. Can you get more pressure out? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Knees up to your chest. Slide the band around your ankles. Pop up to your elbow. Roll the mat over. You need a little more padding. Now, you can, if you've got 2 choices here, well 3, you can stay all the way down on your side if your shoulder doesn't like this. Otherwise, elbow a little wider than your shoulder, come up to your knees, or both legs straight. Lift your hips up. It's short and sharp. Top leg is going to simply, if you can, lift and lower. It's tiny. You can also do this without the band. We'll do 15, why not? Lift and lower. Exhale up, inhale down, head back, hip crease open. 10, 9, you can also do this lying all the way down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and and 1, and relax. Just bend both knees back a little bit around to the right. Lift your left arm up and over. Now let's repeat other side. All right, when you're ready, lie down your right side. Slide the band back down if it's moved, so that it's on the outsides of your toes, around those pinky toes. And then once you've done that, lie down on your right side. Both legs extended. Head is in line with the back of your hips and your heels. Bottom leg is up a bit. Top arm down your top thigh. Top leg lifts, bottom heel is down. Point and flex. 10, just the top leg. 9, elongate. See if you can get long lines from your ankles to your hips, both knees facing forward. 6 to go. Little lift in that bottom waist if you can. Lengthen your top waist. 3, 2, and 1. Now both legs off the floor. Stretch long through your waist. Point and flex both at the same time. 10, pressure out in the band. Keep it taut. 9. Might be a little harder to stabilize on one side, especially if you're a side sleeper. You got it. 5 to go. How's that bottom waist going? 3, 2. Now one foot points, the other flexes. 10. Press apart. You got it. Lengthen your thighs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Press back up to seated. Almost there. Just take the band around your ankles. All right. Fold your mat if you want extra padding. The right elbow comes outside your shoulder. You can also stay down on the mat. Come up onto your knees, but keep the hips open, or come up onto your ankles. Lift up into side plank. Roll your top shoulder back. Top ankle up and down. 15. Almost there. 14. 13. 12. 11. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and done. Come all the way up. Slide both ankles behind you so they're around to the left. Lift your right arm, side bend if that feels comfortable. All right. So, got time. And come on up, take the band off, and then take your legs around to the right again with a long waist, arms across your chest, just a little hip hinge, a little mobility. So it's more of a stretch than anything. So yeah, if your right leg doesn't like this, just take it forward. You can even just take it here if you want. But we're just getting a little movement. Down and up. We'll do 4 here, 4 more here, and then 8 on the other side to finish. Great job. So this is just a little movement for the hip joint. Probably feeling a little bit of a stretch in your left hip here. It's active. If you want to slide your right leg back a bit more, you'll get a bit of space here in the front, the right thigh. Switch sides. Left leg back. And 8. Nice job. If your knee doesn't like it, try flexing that ankle a little more, adjusting the position of the heel in relation to your pubic bone closer or farther away. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe just hang onto your ankles. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Without using your arms to help you, squeeze your glutes to help you lower and lift your knees. So think about using your outer hip muscles to help you do this. So your chest is up, elbows are tucked in, shoulders are dropped. So it's just an active stretch for those deep pelvic muscles, including your inner thighs, your adductors. 3, 2, and then just relax forward. And finish here with a few deep breaths.